Hey everybody, Steve Spence, Project Map It. I'm excited to give a tutorial on how to use our new AI project description tool. I'm going to break this down into three parts. The first part is why is having the ability to quickly write a project description potentially going to help with GEO. I'm going to go over that first. I'm going to then talk about our public profile page because we've never really talked about it or promoted it. However, with GEO, we feel like this could be a really good play for our product, which will only help you. And then the third part will be how to actually use the AI tool. Before I get into SEO versus GEO, I just want to show you what I'm talking about. So in projects, you now have an AI button over here on the right-hand side. So if I wanted to write a project description for this company or for this project, I can click on this tool and it brings this up. I've already written the project, so I'm going to just delete that, pretend it's blank. So it gives me what we did. I can either talk to our AI and it will summarize, or I can text and prompt. That's where the AI tool lives, in two places. This is the first place. The second place is when you're in the project details page where you've always written your projects. It's going to be here as well with the blue button where when you click it, it's going to open it up. So those are the two spots where you will see our AI tool. We're going to get how to use it, but first I want to go over, what is the purpose. So first thing is, we love the fact that we are boots on the ground, organic growth, never gotten VC money, because it has enabled us to grow at a rate where we really truly tap into what you all, the contractor, want out of our product. So several months ago, we talked about different ways we could leverage AI and asked, which way would you like us to? And overwhelmingly, you all said, it would be great if you could help us, get descriptions for our projects, help that process, make it a lot quicker. So there we are. And then even since that webinar 3-4 months ago, a lot has played into this SEO versus GEO. So the first part is going over what is SEO, what is GEO. I love this analogy, this picture, because King Kong and Godzilla, they're both badasses, right? Like, they're both formidable opponents. They both are worth something. They both can kick the crap out of anything and stomp out buildings. They sometimes fight each other, and sometimes King Kong wins, sometimes Godzilla wins. They're equals almost, right? SEO and traditional SEO is still important. GEO, which stands for Generative Engine Optimization, is becoming more important. And it's important to understand the difference in why our public profile page and the ability to quickly write project descriptions could really lay a really good foundation for GEO in the future. So, is searching for a company different these days? Yes. And it's because people are using AI generated tools to search for services that you all provide. So let's talk about the traditional SEO. I'm going to start here in the top left, and then I'm going to go to the right, and then I'm going to go user behavior, and then I'm going to go scope of info used. So in the traditional sense, results were delivered in a list. In fact, here, I'm going to go and show you a video first. So in the past, and still in right now, people are searching roofer near me, and you have the sponsored results at the top. If AI overview didn't take over, that's what a lot of people pay a lot of money for, to get up top. You have like the magic 3 or 4 pack for Google Maps. Then you have all these other, links that come up, and Angie, Better Business Bureau. But sure enough, there's Shepherd Roofing and Renovations out of DFW, and you never wanted to be on that second page of a Google search, right? You're always like, I want to be on the first page. So let's talk about traditional SEO. Just like we just showed you, traditional SEO will give you a list of companies, right? Shepherd Roofing and Renovations was the one that came up on that first page, along with the sponsors, along with the 4 companies in the map pack. So you have your map listings, like I just said, and then you're the company, you're the contractor that was always telling your marketing agency, look, man, for SEO key terms searches, I want to be first on every page. And you never wanted to be on the second page. So the ranking factors for that were key terms played a big role. SEO key terms, right? Your marketing agency would always look for them. These are all still very important. Backlinks were important. Other site authorities, right? Like we're with Certainteed, so I'll use Certainteed as an example, or Roofer's Coffee Shop. We have a directory page on Roofer's Coffee Shop. These are third-party platforms out in the World Wide Web, and they have site authority, right? A lot of people go to CertainTeed's website. A lot of people go to Roofer's Coffee Shop. So they have site authority. So there was a little bit of that, right? And there were local factors, right? I live here in Arnold, Maryland. And when I would search for a landscaper near me, or a pool company near me, or a roofer near me, or a siding company near me, HVAC company near me, what would happen? Well, bathroom remodeling near me. Google would ping my IP address, see that, I live somewhere here in this vicinity, and it would start circulating and looking at domain authority and Google business profiles with lots of consistent reviews and stuff like that. And boom, we'd go up on that list, right? So the homeowner that is searching for HVAC company near me, their typical behavior was I'd get a list, just like you saw in that video. And in that list, I would start clicking on Shepherd Roofing and Renovations and seeing what they're about. I might Google them and see how many Google reviews they have. I might go to their social media, but I would be the one doing the research, the homeowner, right? So the info that's being used of these searches are your website. Your website plays a huge factor, and it still does. Your Google business profile played a huge factor, and it still does. How many Google reviews did you get? Played a big factor. And then a minor factor was this NAP, which stands for name, address, and phone number. And that would play as a minor factor within this dilemma of who gets found on a search like roofer near me. Things are changing, right? Here's that video. But things are changing this way, right? What's going on? Now people are using AI to search specific things, right? I'm looking for a roof to install in my home. I live in Detroit, Michigan. I want a reputable company. I want them to be credentialed with CertainTeed. I'm looking for a Landmark Pro shingle. This might be overkill, but you get it, right? I want somebody with good reviews, 4-star or above. And what AI does within seconds is pings the entire World Wide Web, the entire internet, and in seconds is giving me an answer to my prompt question. I've got J. Taylor Construction and I've got Paramount. My recommendation would be between these two. So things have changed in this landscape. Both GEO, Generative Engine Optimization, looking at my dog, and SEO still play a big part, but GEO is coming along. So the results are delivered to you by a direct answer, unlike SEO, traditional SEO, where it gave me a list of things and I did the research. Now, GEO, like you just saw, gives me an answer. Here's 2 options. I would recommend one of these 2. And as the human, as the homeowner, my behavior is like, hey, I'm going to trust ChatGPT. I'm going to trust Gemini. I'm going to trust Perplexity. This is what they told me. They did the research for me. I don't have to. So the behavior is a little different. The ranking factors become really different, and this is where our public profile page, we believe, will come into play. Overall reputation and consistency across the entire web is playing a bigger factor. That CertainTeed Find a Pro page, that Roofer's Coffee Shop page, those pages are a little different now. They aren't as important, right? So AI is looking beyond your just website, beyond your Google business profile. Where is it looking? Let's go over scope of info used. It's looking at a much wider scope because, again, AI can search the entire World Wide Web in seconds and give you an answer based on what it finds out of anything that the World Wide Web is talking to you about. It could be social media platforms. It could be blogs. It could be a YouTube page. It could be directories. And we've already spoken about some of these directories. CertainTeed Project Map It is a directory sort of in its own right. We have a landing page. You can't go in there and search for roofing companies or electrical companies in a certain area. We're not a directory in that sense, but everyone that is a Project Map It user has a public profile page. Roofer's Coffee Shop. If you're a roofer and you're not using Roofer's Coffee Shop, just shoot me a text or email me back, sspence@projectmapit.com. I'll get you in touch with them. It's literally, if you're a Project Map It user, $415 or $425 for a year. And the amount of domain authority Roofer's Coffee Shop has is tremendous and could really help you, again, with the GEO part. And then there's that NAP. What the heck is NAP? So NAP, everybody has a Google business profile and you have a name. A stands for address. P stands for phone number. And a lot of companies have, on different websites, have an email to contact you, right? So NAP, and then I'll even throw in an E there for email. Your Facebook page should have the same information. There's that same email address. There's that same phone number. I thought I put my full address in there. Okay. So NAP stands for name, address, phone number. What AI wants and what Google wants is consistent NAP information across the entire web. So as an owner of Project Mapit, what I've been doing is I've been going into all my socials, Instagram and all that, and I'm checking. And it's hard because we also have a lot of we have a lot of vendor partners. So we have partner pages on like Presto Media, which I'm going to show you in a second, Roofer's Coffee Shop. My directory page on Roofer's Coffee Shop has not been updated for years. So I recently, because I'm promoting this and educating contractors about this, I recently asked Roofer's Coffee Shop to update it. So I updated the videos. I updated all of this written content. I've updated pictures. Notice my email, my address, and my phone number are the exact same. The name is written, Project Mapit. And I'm going to show you one more thing at the very bottom. The very bottom, I've asked Roofer's Coffee Shop, and I provided them this information with frequently asked questions. Think about what people are doing in AI. People are asking questions. For example, I live in Detroit, Michigan. I'm looking for a reputable roofing company. Can you give me your best recommendation? That's a question. So if you add questions to your website, if you haven't already, and if you add questions to third parties out there that'll allow you to do it, like Roofer's Coffee Shop said, yeah, we'll add FAQs for you. It's amazing because as people search AI could literally see, does Project Mapit integrate with any supply companies? Does it work with Company Cam? And AI will be able to use Roofer's Coffee Shop in seconds and find out that it does. Presto Media. Here's a blog I recently asked them to do. I gave him the content. My buddy Jordan Harrison, I gave him the blog. So he had his team do a blog for me. And what happened and what did I ask him to do at the very bottom of the blog? I asked him to put frequently asked questions, right? Does Project Mapit only work in roofing companies? Well, this is Presto Media. They're a marketing agency. They work with fencing companies and stuff like that. So a marketing agency, they want to know if like there's a way to help with reviews. So my questions that I'm asking my partners to put on there are directly related to what my partner's services are, right? I also asked him to put my information on there, my NAP, which is what he did. Like not many people put your full address on. I did. I asked him to change his partner page. This is their website. So this is Presto Media's website. And I don't even know where he put the partner pages. So I'll just go back. So here's Project Mapit. And what did he do at the very bottom? Not as much information as the blog, but he put my NAP. So having your NAP is very important. Okay. That is the difference sorry, I'm just deleting all these because I'm OCD. That is the way that Project Mapit, we feel, with our public profile page, will help you get found. Now, here's something I learned from a very big marketing agency that is one of the top in all of home services. Now, they said, Steve, what we have learned that by 2028, GEO and SEO are going to be about a 50-50 split. People are going to be searching on AI as much as the importance of having SEO, key terms, and backlinks and all that stuff by 2028. So now is a good time to lay the groundwork so that when it does fully launch and, pretty soon, all of you contractors, you're going to have to be probably paying for ChatGPT and stuff like that. It's coming, just so you know. Don't know how long, but we strongly believe that our public profile page is going to be recognized. That's going to be part 2 of this series of tutorials. So part 1 is done. This is why we believe that our public profile page is going to help. Now we're going to get to actually going over what the public profile page is. Okay, so now we believe that with our AI descriptor tool, to be able to write a description under 15 seconds or less, we believe that fueled by our PPP, public profile page, is going to really help send trust signals to AI search engines and Google search engines in general. To get to your PPP, public profile page, you click on account, and then there's your page. It's going to open it up. I'm not going to get into everything because this would take me too long to explain, but we're redoing this page right now as we speak. So actually starting next week, I lied. So at the making of this video, this is what the PPP looked like. In about a month's time, if you're looking at this video, the PPP has changed. The reason is we're trying to make this more SEO, GEO friendly. And ways we're doing that is we're changing the header. We're going to modernize it. So down here where it gives the project descriptions and the photos, we're going to make it prettier. We're also going to, you have your reviews down here, but underneath that, we're going to add an FAQ page Where in Project Map It, you can just update new frequently asked questions, on a monthly basis. And again, we're our own review platform, hence you see the Project Map It review. We're also looking at using AI to write alt text. And you can research this, but like everybody says, man, your competitor, they said that they do geotagging and blah, blah, blah. First of all, we have great competitors. There's enough in the space for everybody. I'm not complaining about that. There's my dog. But if you Google what's more important, geotagging or alt text, they're going to tell you alt text is more important when it comes to SEO. Now, in the big scheme of things, it's going to help a little bit, but if we can do whatever we can on this page to help a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, we're hoping that'll hopefully compound and search engines will like it, AI and just regular search engines. So this is your public profile page, and we really believe, so Google is putting an emphasis now, as we speak, it's building stuff out where it's putting more emphasis on what it used to when it comes to fresh content and reputation and trust signals. What is more relevant and fresh than writing a project description, an authentic project description every time you do a job? If you can do that, if this was a 42 square installation, blah, 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 along with pictures, trust signals with alt text on it, we believe that this section of the PPP is really going to help, along with your frequently asked questions at the very bottom. So think about what Project Map It is. Isn't it all about trust, right? Like reputation, we show your reviews, we show pictures of your work, we show locations that you service. Oh, random, but good picture. Hi, Meredith. Hi, Eric. So this is your PPP. I won't get into the weeds, but what I would like to tell you is we've never really promoted this until a couple months ago. Now we put it on every single sales demo. We are not promising, you're going to hear this from me, so no one can come back and say we said it. We're not promising that we're going to crush it on your leads and you're going to bring in tons of leads and all that kind of stuff. That's not what we are. We're a sales tool first. We're a review capture tool. But we do feel like we are in a situation where this public profile page could come into play when it comes to GEO. And if the one marketing agency that I'm talking about is right, and in 2028, it's going to be half the world searching on AI, half the world searching on just regular search engines. Let's lay the foundation now by adding fresh content every time you add a new pin to your map and add new pictures and add new project descriptions. To update this page, all you do is you go into account and then you have business settings. Everything on this page is an update. This is where you have the NAP, the name, address, phone number. Put your name there, make sure it's correct. Put the correct phone number there. Put the correct address there. If you have multiple addresses, you just add an address by clicking there and then you add your other address. So to update your profile page, if you wanted to, do it now. It's actually, this is number 2 video of the 4 tutorials. The third video is going to be kind of how we set up the AI to work. And then the 4th tutorial is going to be actually putting it into practice. What I do want to cover are the guardrails and how the AI system works. So the first thing we want you to understand is we've programmed, and we worked pretty long and hard on this, and it's still not perfect. We're about 90% good. But myself and my developer, Pete, God bless you, Pete, have been working hard together for the last 3 to 4 weeks and narrowing down exactly how this system would work. It's really based on my conversations with all of you. So if you like it, hopefully you can thank me. And if you don't like it, you can yell at me. Every job description is programmed to automatically do 3 to 5 sentences long. If you are in the texting prompt tool, you can tell it to write 2 or 3 paragraphs. If you're in the voice prompt where you talk and summarize your project, it's always going to only write 3. Okay, so the first thing you need to understand is that the AI tool with the voice and the AI written prompt, they are 2 different systems and they work differently. The next thing I want you to understand is that everything is written in first personal plural. I had to look it up myself. I ChatGPT'd it. First personal plural means that every job description is going to be written as like, we installed, we being plural, we installed a Certainty Landmark Moray Black roof. We installed a vinyl decking that was 25 by 30 feet long. So we, our company, every project description is automatically going to put your company name in it, and it's going to put the city and state. You don't have to put that. You don't have to say it in the prompt. You don't have to type it in the prompt. It automatically does that for you. This helps add consistency in writing if you look at the top left. If you have categories associated with the job, it will actually take those categories and write job descriptions for you. This is where that 10% is still kind of a pain in the butt and we're still trying to perfect, but we'll see if it works, and I'll explain it on the live demo in Series 4. And then your public profile page automatically gets updated in real time. So the minute you write the job description, whether you're in the field talking about it or you're at the... Let me pause this for my dog. Okay, my crazy dog is done barking. So your public profile page will be updated every single time you update it. That public profile page never requires an update, except for when you add a new, like when you add a new pin, when you add new pictures. That page always just update in real time. So you're always just in Project Map, its platform. You're always just in here adding new pins and stuff. It's just when you do things, it's when that page automatically updates. I hope I'm explaining that. We also put in some guardrails, and these are the guardrails. Every description will not put a person's name in it. You can even tell it to put a person's name in it, and I'll prove that when I do the live demo, but it won't put it in there. You can manually put a person's name in there after the fact. I'll show you that as well. However, we recommend not to unless it's your own employees. Definitely, I wouldn't recommend putting a homeowner's name in there. Putting a full address is allowed, but if you're a company that's already showing the full address, so again, if I'm on the PPP, it's already showing the full address if you have that in your settings. We have bathroom remodelers and pest control companies and HVAC companies that choose not to put in the full address, which is fine as well. But the point of that is that we've told our system not to put the full address in there, even if you tell it to put the full address, because it's already showing up above the About Us part. So no need. It doesn't put backlinks by say, I can't sit there and type in a prompt or talk and say, hey, please put a backlink to our company's webpage. It won't do that. Again, you can do that manually later. And the last thing is just, it's not that it will not, but it's just, look, sometimes AI won't write what you tell it to because AI thinks it's spammy. I've tested this, trust me, thousands, hundreds of times maybe. Not thousands, but like I used to always use the thing. I would say, yeah, there was a dog named Rover, and it was so nice to us all the time during our work when we were putting on the deck, and it wouldn't put Rover. And I asked my developer, he's like, it's AI. So AI looks at it and says, Google's not going to like that. I don't like it. I think it's kind of weird, spammy, whatever. So sometimes just understand it won't put it in there, what you say. And then there's the difference between voice to text. So, hey, this was a job we did that was 35 squares. We had to change out 3 deck boards, and we added white gutters to it because there was soffit fascia damage, whatever, right? There's a voice part, and then there's a texting prompt part like you're probably all used to doing in ChatGPT. I want you to understand the difference. 2 different like modules that we're using here. The voice prompt in our system is really used just to transcribe a summary of what you tell it. So it's just like I was doing. I was saying, I was giving a summary of the job, and it was picking it up, and it's going to take it and just literally summarize in a nice, neat format what I say. It's not going to put multiple paragraphs. It won't. So don't say it. I tried it a bunch of times. My developer was like, yeah, that's not how it works. So I can't say, yeah, can you please make this 3 paragraphs long? It won't do that. It's going to make it 3 to 5 sentences long, which again is totally fine. If you want it more, use the typing part. You can try telling it to make minor changes, and most likely it will make a minor change. I'll show that in the demo, but it won't do it all the time. The text prompt, you can actually prompt it to write 2 paragraphs. You have to say, please write 2 paragraphs, or by default, it will write that 3 to 5 sentences that we've layered in there as far as the rules go. It can come back with something, and you can say, no, this doesn't sound right. Can you change it? And it will. So it's really very similar to what you would do in a ChatGPT prompt. Recommendations. Look, Google and AI want fresh, relative, reputable content, authentic content. So the first thing is you always need to approve it because they want like unique content. We talked about on the webinar to make it just automatic, right? You close a job down and project map it, and boom, it writes the recommended project description for you. The problem is, from what we learned in the AI model we're using, is like eventually, look, we've got 650 customers. If everybody writes a project description a day, some of you more than one, like millions of things, eventually it's going to sound spammy. It's going to be not authentic. It's going to be templated sounding because that's what AI would do, even if you put layers of rules. So with that said, you have to hit a publish button. Uniqueness is the key here, everybody. Every job is a little different, right? This job, I had to do more caulk around the chimney. This job had 5 chimneys. This job had none. This had 5 different pitches. This one had a single pitch. It was a rancher. This job was a vinyl decking that was 30 by 20. This job was a wood deck that was 10 by 10. This bathroom was a job where we had to replace all of the, I don't know what you call it. What do you call a plasterboard behind? Anyway, you get it. So everything's different. Every job, something different happens, and we want to capture that difference because AI and search engines love the difference. They love the uniqueness, so make every job unique. That is how our AI works. The next phase is going to show you how to actually put it into play in practice. Okay, so now I am going to show you how the actual AI works. I have 3 projects that I'm going to show you as an example, and here's our PPP page, right, that we've talked about, and these are the 3 jobs we're going to write job descriptions for. So let's get right into it. I don't want to take too long because I think you'll understand. So first thing I'm going to do is the voice part. So if I click on this, so this would be for, I'm thinking most of you will use it for people that are in the field, right? It could be your sales rep, your project manager, maybe even trust your crew, whatever. But again, you have voice options and text options, voice options and text options. They're 2 different modules, AI modules. Remember, a voice module is only going to summarize and transcribe what you say. It might add a little fluff to it, but it's basically taking what you say and writing it into 3 to 5 sentences. It's going to take care of all the guardrails that we talked about. It won't put a customer's name. So even if somebody messes up in the field and says the customer's name, John Smith, it won't add John Smith to it. This is what it would look like on a phone. When you hit tap to speak, it's going to have a window that pops up that says, allow your phone's microphone to work. So I'm going to tap to speak. I don't necessarily have to say landmark Moray Black because the tag is there and it should be programmed right in there. But this is what I will recommend to all of you. Whoever's using the voice thing, just say, summarize exactly what you put. Don't talk about the product you installed. If it was a repair, what the repair entailed. I would say even write, things about repairs. Put the product color if it's an item that would be good to put the product color, and always be authentic. Before I show you this, I want to offer 2 other things of recommendations. The first one is don't go back, like now that we have this AI job description tool, don't go back to other job descriptions and try to rewrite them. Google's already ingested all that stuff. Search engines are already ingested all of your project descriptions. Don't go back and change them. Just let them be and just start with this AI tool moving forward. The second thing is it's the winter time at the making of this video. It's February. So if you're in the Northeast, let's say you're in Massachusetts and it's 5 feet of snow on the ground, and you are at a lull in your office, don't assign your administrator to go in and do 100 job descriptions. Google will look at that as spammy. What you want to do is probably 5 to 10 descriptions a week during your off season, just to get the algorithm going, or whatever you call it. I'm not a marketing person, but just to get these job descriptions going. It can be like 5 to 10 that you do in one day in a matter of 30 minutes. And you just do that once a week, but don't say, hey, there's this new job description thing. Let's go do 100 job descriptions. I want you to do 500. Let's do one. Search engines will look at that as spammy. So those are my 2 big bits of advice before you start tackling this beast. So here we go. I'm going to hit tap to speak, and let's see what it does. So, hey, we installed this Certainty Landmark shingle. The color was Moray Black. We had to replace 5 deck boards. This particular job had 5 different pitches, and it was 72 squares. So it was a big job. The house had 3 chimneys, and the house was built in 1952. It was super awesome. We put copper gutters on there at the end, and by the end of the job, our customer was super happy, and the moire black roof really shined with the copper gutters. So it's going to generate it, right? Like there's the 72, there's the date that it was built. It was Certainty Landmark moire black. If you scroll down, the moire black roof truly shined. You know, I'm not a roofer. I apologize. You guys are probably all laughing at me at this point. But at the end of the day, it looked pretty good. Now I can go back and click tap to speak and say, actually, can you go ahead and just take off the copper gutters section? I don't want to talk about the copper gutters. And it will change. Like, see how it took it off, you know? Again, it won't say project map it in your description. This map itself is the company name. It's our demo map that we use. So the company name is Project Map It, you know? So it'll make small tweaks, but again, it will not create multiple paragraphs. Just to be clear, on the tap to speak option, you're never going to be able to say, hey, can you please make this 3 paragraphs? Also, put in the owner's name in the write-up. The owner's name was Steve Spence. And if you can also add the full address, we'd appreciate it. What you'll see here is it never put in the person's name. It didn't write 3 paragraphs. And it also did not put the full address. Now I can click publish. And what happens is over here, so again, small tweaks you can make, but not the stuff I just said. And then over here, if I refresh it, you'll see there is the nice job description. So your people in the field could do it, and then you could log into Project Map It. You can click on the gear wheel, and if you wanted to just double check, right? Like I know sometimes some people don't trust your people in the field. Not that you don't trust them. You understand what I'm saying. They're roofers or they're contractors. They're not made to do this. I get it. The next thing we'll do is we're going to do a written text one. So I'm going to come over here for text. And this is, we'll try this. It says Certainty Landmark, weathered wood. I don't need to put that. Let's just go, this was a rancher house. It was only 4 squares. Installed a entry door as well, which was red. So I can put in something unique, right, and click enhance. You can't hit enter, and then you'll have this additional instructions down here. So you start in the big square, and then you go down here. So it's going to write it for you. Notice it put Certainty Landmark and weathered wood because that was already in there. I didn't have to type it in there. So we try to make it easier for you. It said 24 squares and all that. So let's go ahead and, well, instead of publish, let's just say down here, can you make this 2 paragraphs? And this is where, because you didn't give it any more information, it'll probably give you some fluff, but you'll see that it does make 2 paragraphs. We can scroll down and click publish, and it's going to publish the page I'll show you in a second. And then the third thing that I would recommend if you're going to do job descriptions within your office is I would recommend going into the actual project under project details and going from here. And I'll explain why in a second. So this was a tub to shower conversion. So we can say, you know, had to replace copper piping. Job took 5 business days. Bathroom remodel adds value to the home. Explain that, please, in the write-up. And I'm going to show you something. So I'm going to say, oops, and I already made a mistake. So I'm in the voice part, but if you go to text, it's going to still be there. So there it is. So it needs to be in text in order to see enhance. So if you're if you do something and you don't see the enhance button, it's because you're not in text. So let's enhance this, and then I'm going to show you one other thing and why I think writing it here is better. So by modernizing bathroom fixtures and ensuring the plumbing is up to date, we not only improve space, but also add lasting value to the property for our clients. Can you add a second paragraph explaining how a new bathroom makes the house worth more? Enhance. And then I'm going to ask it to do one more thing. So you'll see the 2 paragraphs. It's going to talk about how, you know, bathroom remodels add value. Up-to-date bathrooms are a big selling point, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm going to say add in the last sentence a way to get in touch with us would be to click on the link to request a free estimate. And I'm doing this too long, too hard, from our company's website. Enhance. So now you're going to see this last thing. And it says it. And look, this is where I get frustrated. You kind of have to do it all. If you do it all at once, it'll do it for you. Can you still, can you still keep it to 2 paragraphs and keep it the way it was, but just adding that last sentence? So still learning some little tweaks on this, but here we go. So there it is, and for a free estimate of our company. So now I'm going to go here and say, scroll down and click publish. So sometimes if it's really long, the publish button gets hidden. It's there. But now that I'm in here, I can come here right away and I can go, so I asked it to create a call to action, request a free estimate. So then I can highlight this, and I'm going to talk about this in a second. Click the hyperlink button, and we'll just go to our website and go to like the free demo. So here's ours, but you'll get the picture. So this would be request and demo in our platform. So paste it in there, and now it's there. So now anytime you mess with it here, it doesn't just automatically save because you added something. This is where you could like add a person's name manually. Again, don't put customers' names. But you have to scroll down and click update details. If after you do the AI generated thing and hit publish, it'll automatically publish it. But if you change it up somehow, add a hyperlink, a backlink or something like that, you have to click update details. So now if you look and I refresh this page, all 3 have those, including the backlink here, which takes you to our scheduled demo. Just to be clear, backlinks in general, they're still a good thing, right? But it doesn't need to be in everything. I want you to be very fully aware of that. Don't feel like you have to put a backlink in everything. And if you're going to do a backlink, the backlink that you do should be associated somehow with the context of the written description. So if I'm talking about a bathroom to tub conversion shower or tub to shower conversion, I should be, if I'm going to my website and there's a service area page that says tub to shower conversions, and I have a service page like that, or if I'm writing about a roof and I do the backlink, I should be putting it to one of a few things. So let's take this for example. So on my website, I'd point this backlink to a free estimate because we're talking about a free estimate. I'd point it to the home page of my website because that's always good. Sorry about that. I'd point it to, I'd put it towards if I had a service area, if I had a service page that talked about tub to shower conversions, I'd point it there. Maybe the manufacturer I'm using that created this, I can point it to the manufacturer website. If I'm a roofing company, it would be like if I write about a siding job, I'm going to point it to my service siding page on my website or my free estimate or my homepage. Or maybe if it's like Certainteed Monogram Siding, I'm going and pointing and doing a backlink to Certainteed's website where it talks about Monogram Siding. I hope you understand that. So that is how easy it is. It's not hard. Feel free to reach out to us and let us know that you love it or you hate it or what we could improve on it. But I hope this tutorial helps you. Have a great day.